Hi, it's Kim, and me, myself, and I are going to try to film today. So there is a storm coming in, and you can probably hear the wind pretty much, but I'm going to try to get this done. I have got to get my little Jade bonsai replanted. I don't know how well you can see that, but some varmint has been digging in this. I've seen the little chipmunks or ground squirrels sitting in the top of it. Don't know why. It doesn't appear to be they've eaten leaves or anything like that, but they have dug it up. So I am going to try to position it. It doesn't look horrible. I don't know, trailing down like that, like some of the really fancy bonsais do, but I don't know how to take care of it and make it look right. So I'm just gonna write it up just a little bit. And hopefully I can keep this in focus. Doing it myself today, so we'll just do the best we can. Now let's take a close-up look at it. I wanted you to see the way it was kind of dug into. It's as if a chipmunk or something tried to burrow under the roots, but I can't see any damage, not any of the stem or trunk chewed on. I can't find a leaf that's chewed on, so I don't know what the varmint wanted to do with that, but thank God they didn't damage it. I can rescue it and get it upright again. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, let me move things. Now, the pot here, I'm going to dig some of this out so I can position this back upright. I think it'll look a lot better and maybe be able to survive if I do that. So I've got the little rake to loosen the soil, and I sure don't want it to die because it's been through a lot after all I've put it through, and then replanting it down here. Its roots are pretty far down in there. I don't want them to have to start all over again, but yet I do want it just a little more upright with the exposed roots. Let me see if I press it in like that. I think that might do it. I do have some additional soil that I want to add with sand mixture. And that should keep it a little more upright. I don't know, I may have to bring the camera around on this side so I can show you where it is. And then, let me see, what could I prop that with? I may need a tiny little rock or something to prop it in there like that. And I will add some, this is a tablespoon now, tablespoon of my systemic granules to fight the gnats, because this has been outside since I planted it. And the directions call for a gallon plant-sized container. Takes 2.5 tablespoons. And so I want, assuming this is only about a quart or so, 2 quarts, I'm going to put just about a half a tablespoon in it. So I'm going to mix that into the soil. I think I'm going to have to lay that down until I get it mixed. Okay, I don't want to get too much. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle this through and get it down into the top. And then we'll try, our watering and everything is going to include hydrogen peroxide, cinnamon on the surface. I'll dress it with the stone because it'll look better with the stone. But I want to make sure I put that down in there. Now, this is not a blooming plant, of course, at this point. But I wouldn't want to use that outdoors on a blooming plant. But I don't have any problem on my indoor plants because I have no bees buzzing in there. Okay. Now I've got that all mixed in. And now, let's see, what am I going to use to anchor this? I think if I press down on this side of it, that's going to hold it into the soil pretty strongly. So let me get one of my anchoring devices. Let me put this here. That's not going to work. Let me stop. Okay. We've got some stones here that I can use to anchor it. I think that's going to be this one, and this one, and this one on this side. And then I'll just, oops, dropped it. I'm going to use this light wire to hold the stones down against the pot, and that should help me anchor. Here we go. There. Now, whoops, got him hooked up in the little leaves. There we go. Now, let me just crisscross this one down here. I think I'm going to have to get a small tufa. What could I use? Here. Stay right there, little plant. Okay. Let me get her back down in there. And then I'm going to use this, I'll call it a popsicle stick, I don't know what else to call it. And I'm going to kind of wedge it up against the trunk right there. And once I do that, then I want to put this one on this side. Okay. Well, since I don't have 4 hands, I'm not real sure how this is going to work. But let me try pressing this inward. Oh, I need a forked stick right there. Okay, that's got it up. Now I've got this little flourished wire. You probably can't see it, but it's a little, I think, copper wire. Copper wire, I don't know what it is. But I'm going to tie this down right here and loop it underneath over the stone, over the stone, so that it will hold the plant upright. I want to skin that bark right there. We're just going to have to pull it out, I think, and replant. It's got a lot of good roots in there. Really nice roots. But nothing is going to work unless I just go ahead and pull it out. Now I've got my treated soil here. So I've just got to get that tree stump. We'll work for exposed roots some other reincarnation, okay? Alright, now I've got it deep down in there, and now let's spread this out. I will put it, I don't know, how's that look? That looks better. I put this branch very deep down, but hands are easier. Let's just add the soil down in there. And we can get it anchored so that it can hold its own self upright. Now let me see. I can get that in there. Okay. A little more. Well, that probably blocked your view. But now that seems to be holding upright a little better. It's really messy. All right, now I've got it in there. Now is when I am going to anchor with the stone. We just won't have any lean until next time. But I can still figure out how I want to prune and get it looking. Now that looks a little better, a little more upright and anchored in. Now he's pretty dry. He's been in the midst of drying out, so he can go inside. And then I'll have to inspect him and make sure I don't see any cotton fluff or anything like that on him. We don't want to bring mealy bugs inside. But he's looking pretty good. But I don't think I'm going to need the wire. I'll find that piece I cut off so I won't trip on it. But none of this is going to work. But that's how all of this is an experiment. Now I'm going to water him in a little bit with some peroxide, diluted peroxide, just to fight the mealy bugs that might, the fungus gnats that might already be in there. But let me take a tour for you so you can see up close. And you can see that the little Jade is pretty healthy. It had to recover from sunburn, but I don't see any evidence of any infestation. It looks nice and clean, and I've got her fairly upright in the container. Let me give you a long range view. I think she looks pretty good. There's still the overhang, but I think it's gonna recover. There we go. And she looks pretty good. Got a few stones to help hold the soil down against and anchor her roots in there. But I think she looks good. Let's hope I have a big plant, and let's hope I can figure out how I'm going to prune her to get a nice shaped bonsai. Bonsai, however that's said. But thanks a lot. Let me get this uploaded and on the internet. Thanks for joining me today. See you next video.